Hey Lakers fans, welcome back. Today is a big day because it officially marks the moment when the Los Angeles Lakers can start seriously exploring trade possibilities. Now, do not expect a blockbuster trade to happen instantly, but this is the stage where things start moving. It's the beginning of the trade season, the time to lay the groundwork for what could be a busy couple of months leading up to the trade deadline in early February. Teams are assessing their rosters, figuring out where they stand, and deciding what steps to take to either strengthen or retool their lineups. For the Lakers, this is particularly important because as of December 15th, most of the contractual restrictions that prevented players from being traded during the offseason are now lifted. This opens the door for Rob Pelinka and the front office to start actively pursuing opportunities. This is when teams like Los Angeles can start evaluating which players fit their long-term vision, which veterans might be moved, and which minor adjustments could make a major difference. Early trades are usually not the big, headline-grabbing ones. Instead, they are smaller moves that can help build momentum and open up possibilities for larger trades as the deadline approaches. Think of it like laying the foundation. A minor piece now can lead to significant upgrades later. The Lakers, like many teams, have already played a substantial portion of the season, giving the management enough insight to know what is and isn't working. 25 games or more into the season, patterns become clear. You can see who is performing at a high level, who is struggling, and where the gaps are on both ends of the floor. This clarity helps make trade decisions more informed because you're no longer relying on assumptions, but on tangible results from the current season. Teams across the league, from Chicago to Sacramento, from Miami to Charlotte, are going through the same process. They are beginning to determine whether their current rosters are playoff ready or if changes are necessary. For the Lakers, this is the moment to ask, do we keep this core group intact, or do we start making strategic adjustments to strengthen the roster? Pelinka and his team now have the green light to pursue trades more aggressively. This does not mean chasing only high-profile players, although they remain an option. It can also mean targeting multiple smaller pieces that fill specific needs, whether that is a versatile wing, an athletic forward, or bench scoring. History shows that early, smaller trades can lead to bigger moves closer to the deadline. For example, adding a player like Dorian Finney-Smith or Rui Hachimura in previous seasons allowed the Lakers to tweak the roster incrementally while building toward larger goals. The strategy is to identify both immediate and long-term solutions, balancing roster depth with financial flexibility. One of the challenges in trade discussions is navigating competition and valuation. Some teams may have high asking prices for their players, while others may be more willing to negotiate. For example, while a player like Andrew Wiggins may still be highly sought after, other players, particularly those in Brooklyn or other teams looking to clear space, could be available sooner. This is where smart management comes in, evaluating which deals provide maximum value without overpaying. The Lakers have the chance to make multiple minor trades that collectively strengthen the team, addressing both starters and role players while maintaining a sustainable cap structure. In addition, looking at roster composition, depth is key. Teams like Oklahoma City and San Antonio have shown the benefits of having multiple players capable of contributing meaningfully in rotation. The Lakers do not necessarily need to completely overhaul the roster, but adding several players who can fill gaps at wing or guard positions could significantly improve flexibility and resilience. Even acquiring a single player in one trade might not solve all problems, but spreading improvements across a few strategic additions can create a more balanced and competitive team. Beyond individual talent, trade strategy also involves timing. December 15th is the first major checkpoint when most trades become officially possible. Later, around mid-January, additional players will be available, including some higher-tier targets. For the Lakers, the next few weeks could involve smaller acquisitions, perhaps a Keon Ellis, a Haywood Highsmith, or other emerging talents, before turning attention to more complex deals as the trade deadline approaches. Managing timing, negotiating value, and balancing short-term needs with long-term vision are all part of a deliberate approach aimed at maximizing the team's championship potential. The Lakers also need to consider positional needs carefully. While addressing wings and depth is important, adding players who can provide consistent production from the bench and contribute defensively can be just as valuable as pursuing a single-star acquisition. Building around the existing core while strategically integrating role players ensures the team maintains competitiveness throughout the season. By diversifying assets, the Lakers avoid putting all their eggs in one basket and can adapt to injuries, performance slumps, or unexpected challenges that inevitably arise over an 82-game season. Finally, this period is about preparation and positioning. The Lakers can begin discussions, gauge interest from other teams, and explore multiple scenarios. Even if no major trades are finalized immediately, these early negotiations set the stage for the coming months. The aim is to assemble a roster capable of contending now while retaining flexibility for the offseason. Minor trades can address immediate weaknesses, while planning for potential blockbuster moves or larger roster restructuring remains on the horizon. It is a delicate balance, but one that experienced front offices like that of the Lakers are equipped to navigate. This is the point in the season when the trade market begins to heat up, rumors start circulating, and fans can expect to see activity increase. With all of this in mind, the Lakers are entering a critical phase. The decisions made over the next few weeks will have lasting implications for the remainder of the season. By targeting the right mix of players, balancing immediate impact with long-term potential, the team can enhance its chances of making a deep playoff run. Every trade, every roster adjustment, and every negotiation is an opportunity to refine the team's strategy and optimize performance. The Lakers front office is aware of these dynamics and is likely weighing multiple options simultaneously. From minor role players to potential star acquisitions, each move contributes to a broader plan designed to elevate the team's competitive profile both now and in future seasons. As we move further into the season, the Lakers' trade strategy will become increasingly nuanced. It is no longer just about adding pieces, but about understanding team chemistry, positional fit, and long-term development. Every potential trade is assessed not only for what it contributes immediately, but also for how it impacts the team for the next several seasons. The front office has to consider contract lengths, salary cap implications, and future draft assets while trying to acquire players who can make a meaningful difference right now. This balance between present competitiveness and future flexibility is delicate, yet it is what separates successful franchises from those that struggle to maintain relevance in a league that constantly evolves. For the Lakers, depth on the wing is a pressing concern. Having multiple two-way players who can defend at a high level while providing consistent scoring opens up strategic options for rotations. These are not necessarily marquee players, but the types of role players who can change the flow of a game, guard multiple positions, and provide a spark off the bench. Identifying these players requires careful scouting and precise negotiation. It is not simply about acquiring talent. It is about acquiring the right type of talent that fits the team's style of play and addresses gaps that have been identified through early season performance. This is where the next wave of trades could be crucial. Even minor trades can shift the balance of a roster significantly. For example, adding a player who can stretch the floor or bring defensive versatility could allow the Lakers to maximize the effectiveness of their star players. By complementing the core of the team, these additions can enhance the overall performance, creating a more dynamic and adaptable unit. The idea is not to completely rebuild, but to optimize. With the season already underway, there's a clear understanding of what works and what is not. This insight guides the Lakers in making calculated moves rather than reactive ones, which is essential when time is limited and opportunities are fleeting. The next few weeks will also involve monitoring other teams' movements. In a league like the NBA, trades are interconnected. One move can trigger a chain reaction. For the Lakers, this means staying informed about what other teams are willing to offer and which players they might make available. Flexibility is key. If a high-value player becomes unexpectedly available, the Lakers need to be ready to pivot, adjust plans, and act decisively. This requires a front office that can evaluate trade scenarios quickly assess the risk-reward balance, and determine whether a deal aligns with both immediate goals and long-term strategy. Timing, once again, is critical. Bench production is another area where trades can have a meaningful impact. The Lakers have historically relied heavily on their starters to carry scoring loads, and this season has highlighted the continued need for reliable contributions from reserve players. Acquiring bench scorers who can maintain offensive flow when starters rest prevents losing momentum and ensures consistency. It also alleviates pressure on primary players, allowing them to perform optimally during critical stretches. Role players who can defend, rebound, or provide energy off the bench may not always make headlines, but they are invaluable in the long-term push for playoff success. This approach is mirrored in successful teams across the league, where depth and versatility often define championship contenders. Another factor to consider is team culture. Trades are not only about skill sets, they also affect locker room dynamics, chemistry, and morale. The Lakers need players who integrate seamlessly into the existing environment, who embrace the team's goals, and who bring the right mindset. A well-chosen trade can energize the roster, improve cohesion, and foster a competitive yet collaborative atmosphere. Conversely, a misaligned addition can disrupt chemistry and create challenges that extend beyond on-court performance. This is why strategic precision in trades is just as important as the player's talent. The ideal move is one that satisfies both tactical and cultural requirements. Looking at positional priorities, the Lakers may focus on wings and secondary scoring, but center depth and front-court versatility cannot be overlooked. Adding a player who can protect the rim, contribute to pick-and-roll defense, or provide scoring from the post could complement the existing lineup while addressing weaknesses that have been exposed early in the season. The goal is a balanced roster that can adapt to different opponents, switch defensive schemes, and maintain scoring threats from multiple positions. By targeting complementary pieces, the Lakers increase their chances of executing a sustainable playoff run, rather than relying solely on individual star performances. The trade season also allows the Lakers to anticipate off-season opportunities. While immediate trades can provide quick fixes, they also serve as a stepping stone for future moves. Acquiring draft picks, young talent, or players with expiring contracts can position the team to be aggressive in the offseason, where higher-tier acquisitions may be possible. Early trades are not just reactive, they are preparatory. They establish options, create flexibility, and allow the Lakers to respond to shifts in the market. Every transaction is part of a broader strategy, building toward a roster capable of both immediate contention and long-term success. Furthermore, the Lakers must constantly assess risk versus reward. Trading for a high-profile player might yield instant impact, but could compromise salary flexibility or future draft assets. Conversely, pursuing multiple secondary pieces might not make headlines, but could provide a more stable foundation for sustained competitiveness. Weighing these options requires careful analysis, scenario planning, and sometimes patience. The front office must be willing to delay a move if it does not meet strategic objectives, while also being ready to act quickly if an opportunity aligns perfectly with both current and future goals. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, the basketball world is in shock. Rumors that have been swirling for months have finally found a shocking anchor. LeBron James is reportedly making it official. He's saying goodbye to the Los Angeles Lakers for good. Sources close to the superstar hint that this is not just a temporary hiatus or a strategic break, as fans have speculated, but a definitive move away from the purple and gold. The whispers in locker rooms and media circles have reached a crescendo, painting a picture of a monumental shift in the NBA landscape. LeBron's legacy with the Lakers has been storied, yet turbulent. From championship highs to playoff heartbreaks, the Kings' tenure in Los Angeles has been marked by moments that could fill a history book. Still, those who claim to know him best suggest that a combination of personal ambition, strategic career planning, and perhaps a yearning for a new challenge have driven this decision. Imagine the ripple effects: teams suddenly reshuffling their rosters, fans torn between shock and disbelief, and social media erupting with speculation about his next move. Sources are already hinting at possible destinations. While nothing is confirmed, whispers suggest LeBron could be eyeing a return to familiar territory or even a venture into uncharted NBA waters. Some insiders speculate about a reunion with old allies, while others think he might be looking for a franchise where he can mold the team around his vision for the final chapter of his career. Agents, executives, and former teammates have reportedly been contacted in what some describe as quiet but feverish negotiations. The Lakers, of course, are bracing for the fallout. How the organization will respond remains under wraps, though insiders say contingency plans are being drawn up behind closed doors. Meanwhile, the fan base is divided between those who mourn the end of an era and those who remain hopeful for one last dramatic twist in this ongoing saga. One thing is certain: the basketball world will never be the same if LeBron truly departs. As whispers turn into chatter and chatter into headlines, the question looms larger than ever. Where will the king land next? And how will this seismic shift redefine the NBA for years to come? Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.